Alright, after trying 10 million times to try to record today, much less come up with a good topic and or try to fail at smoking crack in a joke, I have absolutely no idea what to talk about, so I'm just gonna sit here, monologue to myself, and hopefully someone responds with a comment or so. Also, don't expect this video to be edited, because I am so not editing right now, because my ass is bored. So yeah, I don't know what to do. So at this point, I'm not gonna necessarily lie. I have ideas, but at the same time, I don't want to shoot those ideas out for a video. And the only reason for that is because I'm obviously trying to figure out, you know, how to increase your sub count and stuff that I'm supposed to care for. But I actually just don't really care right now at the current moment in time, because I'm kind of bored. Much less, I don't know necessarily what else to do. Also, I'm now just realizing this as I'm just sitting here. I'm now just realizing that I hit 21, and you mean to tell me if I don't make it on this YouTube channel thing, I'm not necessarily gonna be, you know, doing all the stuff I want to? You mean to tell me I'm just gonna be sitting here on my ass just watching YouTube all day? No, that can't be right. That can't be right, right? No. Like, I'm certain some of y'all would like to see your senpai succeed, right? I say some because I know there's probably some haters that's out there trying to get me, but still, nonetheless, I'm pretty sure, you know, there's a few of y'all that would like to see me do well and actually become one of those big people, right? Biggest question is how, and I don't necessarily know. Like, I was thinking maybe I should talk to some of the people that follow me, but at the same time, I don't necessarily know how to start a conversation, especially with those super big accounts. Like, I'm grateful that they give a follow and, you know, maybe tune in to see what I'm talking about half of the time. But if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I have no idea what to talk to them about, because a lot of them are maybe like more like, you know, business stuff and, you know, looking to not have their time wasted, and my ass is probably gonna be dumb as hell in that DM and just be like, so you like Danganronpa or some shit. You know, that's pretty much how I am, especially when it comes to new people. Like, even in real life, a lot of times if I'm not knowing who you are and I'm in a place where I just don't know anybody, there's a good chance I'm going to open up with an anime sentence or something regarding anime and pretty much just be like, you know, seeing where we can go off of that. But majority of the time, I'm probably not gonna say anything unless I'm gonna get your attention with that first. And if I don't get your attention, then that's pretty much how it is, and I'm not gonna necessarily care. So with that being said, I have no idea what I'm necessarily doing at this current point in time. Much less, I have no idea how to excel on this YouTube thing, because I'm actually, you know, not knowing of anything. Because to be perfectly honest, as we already know, there is no guide rolling book to this type of thing. There's just, you know, get lucky, try this thing, maybe it works, maybe it won't, who the hell knows? And that's pretty much how it is, especially in this climax, in this day and age. Honestly, I wish I was a little bit older, maybe started YouTube out maybe like when 2012 was hitting. Maybe then, maybe at that point I would have an easier time trying to, you know, expand myself a bit. But, you know, then again, maybe I won't even make it back then, because, you know, it's still not that easy to make it at all anyway. But it was probably a much easier time where everybody wasn't trying 5 million 100 things when it comes to the internet. So, you know, it just is what it is at this point. Also, when it comes to video ideas, I do have a list of stuff I still want to do, but I just don't necessarily want to do them because, again, I have to try to think about views and stuff, because, you know, that's what I'm supposed to do. So I do have a few ideas I would like to do, like talking about different content creators that made me the person I am today, or just creators in general, like, you know, the Anime Man, much less Zontan, who had a huge influence on me, which is sad, but also kind of cool, but mostly sad. And like, I have a whole bunch of lolly videos I want to make, and, you know, some more Gentai stuff. Like, there's a bunch of stuff I actually still want to do, but I just don't necessarily have the energy, much less care right now to actually do any of that. Much less, do you not know how long editing takes? For me, sometimes it takes 3 hours, which don't necessarily sound bad, but it can be. And then a lot of the times, if I'm really trying to get into some good editing and really trying it, then there's a time where, you know, I'm trying it and it might take up to a whole day. And that's something I'm just not necessarily, you know, ready to just deal with. It's probably the reason why I don't really edit many videos super duper hard, much less when I do edit super hard. When it comes to certain videos, I end up trying to do it, but then guess what, not that many views, because I guess the topic is not necessarily interesting or anything like that, which is why I just stick to standstill images most of the time. I might try to throw in some GIFs here and there, but like majority of the time, you know, when it comes to videos and stuff, it's probably just gonna be standstill, but I'll try to throw in some GIFs here and there. Another thing that I kind of just thought about when it comes to this whole thing is just, what am I necessarily lacking at this whole thing? Because if it's the monotone voice, well, I'm pretty much sorry. I can't necessarily help that, honestly. I can't sound like an actual cracked out person 100% of the time, talking about ass and titties, thinking that's gonna get them over a lot of time, even though sometimes it does get people over. But I can't necessarily be, you know, one of those over the top cracked out people. Granted, I can be that, but I don't necessarily want to, because that's above my, you know, actual personality of what I want to be. So, you know, I don't even try that. Not saying that it's, you know, it's impossible for me to do it, but I just don't want to be faking a personality in a way. I want to stick true to what I normally do. So that's pretty much how I am. Much less, we have like slow talking, you know, people making it, like Moist Critical. Like, the man's slow talking more than sand and paint drying. Paint drying. The man's talks so slow, like paint drying. So, you know, that's what I meant to say. But point is, we have people that like that is like that pretty much, that, you know, talk slow as shit and then still somehow makes it and does well. Also, to be perfectly honest, and there is nothing against Moist Critical if I'm being honest, what does the man do? Because I've been trying to figure this out for the longest. Like, how is he so over? What does the man do? I know he has like a business or something that helps be like some type of mediator or some type of thing between, you know, the YouTuber and YouTube itself to help dispute problems or something like that. But like, what does he actually do? Like, what does he do? I actually have no idea what the man does. All I know is that people just like the man for whatever reason. Again, I don't necessarily hate the man. I'm just saying that I just don't know what he does. I kind of like, you know, how RDC World was when they had the anime house, and then Yusuke was getting mad at Jotaro because he didn't know what he does. That's what kind of I'm like. I'm just like, what does he do? What does he necessarily have? What does he do? So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. But the point is, monotone people can absolutely still, you know, become popular because, you know, as you see, he's popular. So that's also a thing. And finally, I think I'll just end this video with this statement, I guess. I don't necessarily know what my aim should be, like, as a content creator, because school is coming back for me. As I said before, I'm not looking forward to it, and I'm also somewhat starting to get into a panic mode because I don't want to go back and I just want to do this. But how do I do this? How do I actually succeed? Again, there is no rulebook, so I don't know. What am I actually missing here? Like, I look at the analytics of the channel, and really a lot of the time the analytics don't help, because I'm mainly just seeing stuff about, oh, Kirby doing this with the car, or, you know, you're talking about Uraka's ass for the millionth time. My analytics is so screwed because of Gentai content, I'm not gonna necessarily lie, but, you know, that's kind of my fault for that. But 100%, I don't necessarily know what people want to see or want me to talk about. That is not necessarily the most boring thing on the planet that everybody else talks about, like drama and whatever. But 100%, I don't necessarily know where I should go with. To be perfectly honest, I thought the whole L video was going to actually take off because, you know, we found out that L actually does some messed up stuff, but it seems like no one necessarily cares. So, don't know what in the actual world is going on with that, and it's probably going to take someone bigger than me to actually take her down if that's the case when that happens. But when it comes to things, I don't necessarily know how to get over with people. I just don't. Granted, I've never really been a people person entirely, so this might be just on me. But 100%, I just don't know what else I could possibly do. Much less when I do try to, change it up, I'm not necessarily sure how you guys feel, so that's also an issue which I should probably work on. But the only reason I guess I try to change up things every so often is because I just don't want this channel to be just dedicated to Gentai. Because even I get tired of talking about it sometimes. I like to talk about other things like games and, some other inspirational things to maybe help you get through your day, or other things that I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. But definitely, Gentai is a nice thing to talk about, but there's plenty of other things I would like to talk about too. Not saying that, it doesn't have to be the thing that it don't necessarily need to be on the channel, because I like talking about Gentai. Gentai is the truth. But there's other many things, like talking about a poster, or talking about some, Konako being out there flashing her tits or something. I don't know, dude. But point is, I'm trying to figure things out. Don't necessarily know what is going on, much less how to do things. And since there is no rule book, I'm kind of just winging it. So, maybe this video will do well. I don't know. And if it does do well, this will be the most bonkers thing of all time. I will tell you that. So, yeah. Been trying to make shorts, but have no idea how to make memes. Like, people can sometimes just make memes off rip and just be funny. I never been that way, because again, I have been an antisocial person for the whole entirety of my life. So, necessarily don't know how to make people laugh all that much. I can try if I was really interested, but I just don't necessarily, try to do that a lot. There is times where maybe you have had a laugh and maybe I wasn't trying at all, which, if that's the case, then damn, I'm good. But if that's not the case, then most likely that will be just meaning if that's not the case, what am I saying? Anyway, point is, I'm just an average Joe, just trying to make it. Don't necessarily know how, much less the direction I am going in, but we're gonna figure something out. And there will be plenty of things we can do. Once, I become a popular person, and once I've been able to help the people that help me, hopefully I'll have a nice life, have a nice house, finally have, money so I can buy things that I actually want to buy instead of buying things that I need to buy for survival. Have an Asian woman that lives in my house that will, I'll be eventually married to, that's hopefully Christian. Have a bunch of other things going on. Potentially have a child one day of my own. It'll be nice. So yeah, we're looking for some things in the future when it comes to that. But for now, that future seems very, very far away, and I don't necessarily know what to do because I am practically bored at this point. So I don't know what this entire video is, but I guess it's just open speaking and opening my mind and telling you what I feel with the universe and all this stuff. So definitely, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this entire thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys. Boredom, I guess, open up with you too. I guess it makes you more open to say things. And again, I do have possible ideas of how I could get over, but it's either things I don't want to try or I don't know how. And again, I do have people that does follow me, and cool, I have the status that I could say, yeah, this person follows me, even though I would never really actually care too much about doing that. But still, I would like to talk to those people. But again, it would be very hard to do that because, how do I communicate with you? It will be very crazy. Even if one of the most top over influencers, let's say Iron Mouse just randomly just came through and followed me for some random reason. Even if Iron Mouse were to follow me for some random reason, how would that get me over? Especially if I never been able to talk to this person, how would I be over with Iron Mouse? How could I get myself over, get my, career going if, I never really talked to Iron Mouse and she followed, but I never got her attention like that. It's things like that. So yeah, you have people follow you all day, and it is what it is, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, and I don't necessarily know how to go about it. You know, it really is. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. You got some people that I follow would like to talk to them a bit more, kind of, you know, actually try to become friends, but I just don't necessarily know how to get through that because, you know, once I talk to them, maybe I can talk to people that they know, and then finally I can, you know, reach into some cool ass level of, you know, the ultimate senpai, but I can't necessarily do that now because I don't know what the hell I'm actually doing. So yeah, pretty much we are struggling out here and we are trying to figure life out at the same time because I don't want to sit here for the rest of my life and, you know, not necessarily going anywhere with this. But pretty much that's finally what I wanted to pretty much end this on, because this is a lot, much less this is open mic night, much less I am bored, much less I don't necessarily care for anything right now. So yeah, probably gonna jump back into Kaikatsu. Maybe I'll work on the story, maybe I won't, because I haven't really started working on the story at all, because I don't necessarily know how I'm gonna go after this season, or arc I should say, is over with, because I'm kind of doing things in some shape and form. Much less I kind of want to try to make another character at some point, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, pretty much that's all I want to talk about for this one. Again, no editing this video because I just didn't feel like it and I'm bored, and that boredom contributes to laziness, so that's just how it is. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification else, because that will be helpful. Like, seriously, can we actually hit 5,000 now? Like, I feel ready for it. We have over 500 videos. It's ridiculous that we don't have 5,000 at least subs. Like, come on now. I don't even have monetization. Like, monetization is literally right there with the watch hours. Like, I need less than 2,000 more watch hours before we actually get the monetization, if I even get it. So, you know, it's gonna be a hard road right now, but hopefully we can get that. But yeah, pretty much hit that subscribe button. It will be a big help. And if we actually manage to hit 5,000, I'll do a whole video naked. I honestly don't care. I will do a whole video naked, and that's just how it is. So yeah, pretty much if you want to see your senpai naked for whatever strange reason, I'm looking at some sus people that I know, then hit me up to get me to 5,000 and we can handle some fun stuff that way. And yeah, that's again pretty much it. Follow me on Twitter if you like to. Patreon is a thing. Kaikatsu commissions is also a thing. And yeah, that's been your boy J Senpai Explorer. Sign off. Have a blessed day.